Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So the dyno run ended up taking 2 days because we did run into a little issue. Yes, that is the blow-off valve being blown off the charge pipe. So it looks like the retainer clip we have for the blow-off valve wasn't holding properly, and that was the weak point in the system. Ended up having to take the car home and take off the charge pipe and actually grind the paint off of the blow-off valve because the paint was making it a little too thick for the blow-off valve to fit inside the charge pipe. So we grinded off the paint, and then we were able to force the retainer clip barely to seat properly within the charge pipe. And then we went back another day, and this is how it went. So we're here at the shop. So far we've done a couple of pulls. It's been really, really good. I think we started off at around 155 horsepower and 155 pound-feet of torque. We're now up to 216 horsepower and 173 foot-pound of torque. I think he's not done yet. We're just letting the car cool down. But so far, everything's going really good. We did a pretty safe tune and did 214 horsepower at 176 foot-pounds, which I think is fantastic. I was hoping for around 200, maybe anywhere between 200 to 220. So I think 214 is really nice. 176 foot-pounds is pretty good too. Should make it a really fun and safe car. Shout out to Tim from XACT Dyno for doing the tune and being patient with us with the whole blow-off valve issue we ran into. Now that the tune is done, there's only a few things left to do. We're gonna do the oil change, wire up the oil pressure gauge, and take this baby for a test run. So I did notice some oil on the floor, and it looks like the valve cover is leaking. I did have to remove the valve cover like 3 different times when I was doing the crank position sensor. Reinstalling, uninstalling, and reinstalling the valve cover kind of damaged the seal, the new gasket that I had on there. So I'm gonna have to replace that gasket. Not a big deal. Oh yeah, that's pretty dark. Good thing is, all the turbo lines looks really good. No leaks anywhere. And the whole turbo system looks like it's solid. We do have the new crush washer, so we're making sure that goes on this time. All right, we got the filter off and the adapter off. And that is where we're going to wire up our oil pressure gauge. I looked it up and it's actually pretty simple. It comes with its own oil pressure sensor. You just screw this into the adapter and then you plug in the sensor that's connected to the gauge. I'm gonna warn you guys right now about these adapters. When you fill in these ports with these screws that they have to cover the holes, they are permanent. Once it goes through a heat cycle, these things seize on there and each and every one of them refuses to come out and the hole just gets stripped no matter how careful you try to take them out. If you are gonna use these sandwich adapters, make sure you wire up and plumb everything that you wanna use it for on the first time you install it, because if you do cover these holes, you're never gonna get them back out. Luckily, we do have a second sandwich adapter that I accidentally ordered, but it looks like we're gonna end up having to use it because this is what I did to this one, trying to get it out. And there you have it. We have the oil pressure sensor plugged into the new sandwich plate, and we have the turbo feed line set up on the new sandwich plate as well. Everything looks good. We have it connected. Now we can go inside the car and focus on the wiring. We did go with a nice filter for the second oil change. Went with Mobil 1 because I don't really know what's a good brand. And Mobil 1's pretty solid, so we got Mobil 1 filter. We got the new valve cover gasket right here. Let's get it installed. And just like that, the new valve cover installed and the old one discarded. Now let's get it filled up with oil and continue the oil pressure gauge install. So to wire up the oil pressure gauge, you actually want to use the same circuit extenders that you use for the boost gauge. I learned a lot having to do all this 2 to 3 times. When you do something, it's always best to do everything at one time so you don't have to go back to it. Because a lot of times when you go back to something, it ends up messing up. So take this as a lesson, guys. If you have to do something, do it all at one time so you don't have to revisit it, because usually revisiting it causes you more problems than not. We have all the power wires wired up to the circuit extender with the boost gauge wires, so everything matches up. Yellow to yellow, orange to orange, red to red. But we do have a problem. This is the ground, which is way too short to line up with the ground that we have over here in the corner. What we're gonna do is we're actually gonna take off the insulation right here on the ground wire. We're gonna attach the ground to it, solder, put just a little bit of solder and cover it up with some tape so that it could attach to the main ground wire that's going all the way to the ground. I think that is the cleanest way we can do it without having to do any extensions or anything like that. Well, that didn't go as planned, but that might actually be better. So I accidentally broke the main wire, but what that gives me a chance to do is connect these two grounds together to make one wire. Now we have two wires that we need to attach, and I could just use this to attach both of them and secure the connection. And we're all done. Now we're gonna zip tie the wires out of the way and try and clean it up a little bit and make it look somewhat neat. We have everything zip tied and out of the way. Now let's go check the oil and make sure everything's working. Not bad, a little above the hole, but you still gotta fill the oil filter, so should be just about good. We're looking good, guys. It's a little past the cold startup. I've had it idling for about 2 to 3 minutes. It started around 80 PSI and now it's dropping, but it looks like it's reading properly. We're now dropping down to 60 PSI, and as the car warms up, it'll probably go further down. So I think it's reading good and everything looks great. So I think we're gonna call it a night. A little too late to go for a test drive right now, but we got the oil pressure gauge wired up. We did the oil change. We changed the valve cover gasket. And now all that's really left is fixing the exhaust and giving her away. Don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on the rules and how exactly we're gonna give this car away. And be sure to visit our website, ratedgtr.com, and sign up to our email list if you want a chance at winning this beauty. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.